Hello, everybody! Today I'm going to be jamming some lovely, lovely standard. I may or may not have cracked and used some of my wild cards on putting together the humans mono white deck because, look, man, I'm probably going to play with my fourth copy of Thalia and the Knight Errant of Eos, or the big 4/4 that goes and digs for some more. Forgetting the name. I can just look in the deck. Or that starts the game. No? Okay. Knight Errant of Eos, absolutely. It seems good. I mean, the Convoke is a little bit much, but White Weenie, and I'm guessing a lot of the multicolored variants, I think are going to make good use of it. Only way this list really deviates from what I've seen other people doing is I didn't want to make the third Skrelv, so instead I went with an extraction specialist so I can get back my Skrelv. I had a lot of them sitting around, and you know what? I really like how that works out with the Knight Errant of Eos, because can't attack or block, but certainly wouldn't mind getting back, say, an Intrepid Adversary or Coppercoat Vanguard that sits around, busts my team, and, while it's not doing anything else, helps convoke out that Knight Errant of Eos. So, excited to jam some games. I did a couple of them earlier in the day, and ended up going and finishing out Gold 1, so now we are in Platinum, and 50% win rate isn't enough to cut it anymore. Said, we're getting a much earlier start than last month, so looking forward to it. Danny Allen. Alright. We've got Initiate into Thalia with a backup Thalia, which is a little awkward, and then we can follow it up with an Adversary. I think this can apply some good pressure. The turn 2 Thalia on the play can be really backbreaking. Making you pay 2 for a cut down. Or at least a little bit more when you're getting ready to lay down that leyline convergence. Or leyline binding. Now, this would really hurt if they've got the lockdown. Topiary Stomper, I think we can work with. I think we're hoping for another land here. No, we do not get the land. So we could convoke out the Knight Errant using Skrelv. Probably just both of our initiates, I think. Because I think you really want to convoke with 3, even though that's a bit less damage, to make sure that you can hit pretty much anything in your deck. Yeah, like right here we would have whiffed on 2 of these otherwise. I think, yeah, that's just a Cathar and an Adeline. So we've got something to handle one of their threats, or something to play out and be extra aggressive. Alright. I think we will probably... Ooh. As good as the Adeline is, I think if we buff everything, so they block the 5, and then that will be 6, 8 damage, and we leave up Skrelv with life, they scoop it on up. Alrighty. Four and 0 for now. Wayne King. Is that something something easily swayed? Alright, Skrelv, Thalia, and another Knight Errant. Scoured Barons, so either Esper control, or we get to deal with the goofy black-white life gain, and it's going to be goofy black-white life gain. Alright, so we could really use a Brutal Cathar. May also notice that I have some different pets. I did happen to crack and get the set mastery, since it was still a decent value, even though I'm not getting the full value on it. And I did also anticipate getting ready for Murders at Karlov Manor, and pick up the Alquist Prof Play Bundle, so you'll get to see me do a sealed and jam some drafts on that day. I think here, even though it's only for 2, probably still try it? No, because we're really digging for things that are 3. But I don't think we're doing anything else, so I suppose we do it for simply lesser value. Okay, second adversary. And it wouldn't have actually made that much of a difference, because sometimes you whiff. I think we are really looking for our Brutal Cathars and our ossifications right now. Absolutely snap off a block. And there is our Brutal Cathar we really wanted. This helps hamstring them a lot more. Enough that I even feel comfortable attacking in with Thalia. I like having Skrelv up to protect the Cathar. I suppose they might be running Extraction Specialists to get back Voice of the Blesseds, and it's got lifelink. Alright, down goes our Skrelv. Might as well activate it, since it will be dead anyway. I suppose protect from black in case they've got a cut down. Alrighty, so we could get back our Skrelv with the Specialist, which it would still get its abilities, but I think getting down the lifelink from one of the adversaries is probably going to be quite good, since we are certainly hurting. I do also worry about an Iganjo. No, they do not have the mana for it. Not sure what they would have that would get through the Thalia, so I'll give it a shot and learn the hard way. Suppose it could be main phase Wandering Emperor, or it would have been killed anyway. Alrighty, it's certainly getting quite big, but I do get to play a 2-counter adversary next turn, which should allow us to make for a pretty big lifelink swing, and not have to worry about it too much, since we can get it back with the Extraction Specialist and still get 1 counter on it. Zoom on in. I imagine they at least chump with the veteran. No, they're taking it on the chin. Alrighty. Now it has vigilance. Quite unfortunate. At the very least, the Resplendent Angel does not trigger. But now we will attack in with both of our life linkers. Keep up that pressure, and if they do decide to trade, again, we've got that specialist. But no, they're just going to try and grow it out of range. Oh no, double block, alright. We can live with that. I suppose it actually does get 2 counters on it. Or should I have gotten the Skrelv so that I could make sure we could get something through, I suppose. Because then we could give something protection from white. Second Thalia. But we will attack with everything if they do eat the Thalia. We will be alright with that with our second Thalia. I imagine this is eat Thalia and then trade for the 6/4. No. Killing off my extraction specialist. Instead. Intriguing. They may have us here. Because they can get down the Angel, and we don't really have a way through unless we get something like a Brutal Cathar. Or ossification. Knight Errant. Well, we need to throw away our adversary. Gain life, and I don't think any 1-drops are going to save us. Well, okay, so we go to 15, and then we take 18 back. Yeah, no, even that does not save us. Alrighty. 4 and 1. Voice of the Blessed can get quite out of hand. Melchizedek. I assume, like Melchior. Okay. Skrelv into Vanguard, and we've got our one of Guardian of New Benalia, which helps us get through with things. And if we get more land, we've got double Cathar, which can be quite brutal, but crash. I'm an absolute riot, I know. Skrelv are one non-human, unless you count the backside of the Brutal Cathar. Okay, Bant Toxic. We are quite familiar with this. Actually, again, I suppose we leave back the Skrelv, as I think being able to protect something makes a much bigger difference than the 1 damage. Okay, target our Skrelv, making us pay 2 life. And then we could Brutal Cathar their Sentry, or just lay it on them with an Knight Errant, but I think we just clear the way and keep bashing. Because the deck does tend to be creature light, so if you can keep answering their threats and have ways to deal with their protection. Alrighty. Second Jawbone Duelist. Okay. Convoke can tap creatures that are summoning sick. So we can tap pretty much our entire board here. We leave up Skrelv, but we tap one of the Vanguards, and we don't want to attack with either of the Cathars, since they are vulnerable. And actually, I suppose we could draw into a 1-drop, and we aren't going to be attacking with our other Lord at the moment. We do not need to worry about board wipes, so we can afford to be a bit more conservative here. I like the Adversary, and... ooh. Thalia can be quite good against all of their bouncing shenanigans. But I don't think we're necessarily going to get there, so I think I'd rather just play out the Recruitment Officer, be even wider, and smack in for a very, very healthy lethal. Alright, we're getting snared. So they do have a chance to bounce our one of our Cathars. Probably the Annex Sentry one, although everything is at least Ward 1, possibly Ward 2. Yeah, that is not going to do it for them, I don't think. Especially with double Intrepid Adversary. Because they are not going to have the mana to March of Swirling Mists us. Because of that lovely, lovely ward. This deck can be an absolute powerhouse. I'm guessing less so against the control-y decks, but can still run over so long as they don't have a way to deal with us regurgitating our entire hand. Bulling Dawn. Someone outside has a lovely sounding engine. Sorry if y'all can hear that. I think this is a keepable hand. We do want the third land quite a bit. Well, and what do you know? The arena gods are kind today. And there is the middle finger on the monkey's paw curling. I can just feel it after I said that. So is this going to be sort of blue-whitish control looking for card advantage, or just a very slow start for enchantments? I do love all of their planes. I think we just try a Cathar, even though if they kill it, they certainly get some value. Alright, Lockdown fortunately misses the Cathar, which is part of why I wanted to play it out. Then I think we do a pumped up Adversary, since we don't have anything that we get to Cathar. I do wonder if a Lauren might be a reasonable include in the deck. Takasha's Welcome. So is this like a mono-white control? Actually, I guess that's what the Hopeful Initiate is. I'm quite silly. Alright. They get their value. So we are certainly going to be a bit hard-pressed here. Get out from under this. Ooh, a hollowed haunting control deck. Okay, they've got the flip. But if they don't have something else, this does allow us to smack on through. I'm hoping that's a Shatter Pause. Alright. That is quite unfortunate, and they get to draw 2 cards. Second Haunting, and making it an awful lot more difficult for us to get on through. Okay, Initiate could be quite good if we get 2 1/1 counters here, I think. We do not. Ooh, we really do not. Because then could have hit the lockdown. And I think they will be murdering us in the air now that the Hollowed Haunting is online. This actually seems like a fairly resilient control deck. It's going to be pretty hard to deal with unless you get under it, like we almost did, or if you've got Farewells. So, not as good against the control mirror match, but doesn't have to faff about with all that counter magic, which is certainly more my style. Machine. Good name for a wrestler. Alright, we've got a decent curve. And Raptor seeing Raptor. I sense a cut down in my future. I think I would rather the recruitment officer get cut down. Alright, we have Thalia and backup Thalia. Our Cathar is a little sad against Esper. And we've got 2 of them. kill spell, alright. Oh look! A second Thalia. I think we run out the initiate, hoping that we get to attack in and get that training value. Though if they just hold things up, the anchorage can block us. Quite unfortunate. They saw the line. That said, we could Cathar their anchorage. But I think we'll just play out one Skrelv and then pass. If they counter, we might be able to attack. Alright, killed the Thalia. I will take it. Cut down the Skrelv. Alright. Okay, we can Cathar, eat their token, and then get down the Skrelv to hopefully punch past the anchorage. We could certainly use a Lord or an Adeline. Okay. So we can make it 2-3 and a 3-3. But it might just be better to hit the 2-2 with the Cathar. I think that's probably the best bet. Then we can leave back a Skrelv to protect. We really do want to be able to get one more counter on that initiate. That we can deal with that virtue of loyalty. Those are some 3-3s right there. I think okay. I can adversary and punch through, probably trading off both of the Cathars. Or I could Knight Errant. Or I could do nothing so that the Cathars flip, but I think I want to Knight Errant first. I think we tap everything other than Skrelv. So that we can increase our chance of being able to double spell. I think we want another Cathar, and probably the Vanguard. Tempted to play the Vanguard, but probably hold off in case they do Wrath. Or would we be okay with the Wrath right now? We might be okay with the Wrath. Alright. So, we could attack with the Knight Errant and Hopeful Initiate, and then pop the counters off. I think that might actually be the best bet. And then just leave back Skrelv. We probably lose the Initiate, but we get rid of their growth potential. I think that's what we need to be doing. And that gets us the Cathar flip. Yeah, they don't want to make that block because we could blow up the wedding announcement, but I think it's more important to destroy the long-term benefit. They counter this ability, we're very sad. We are very, very, very sad. But next turn we can Cathar and double spell to get a triple flip. And their attacks are a bit difficult because the Moonrage Brutes have first strike and can double up. Ideally, we draw a 1-drop so that we can adversary, I think. Or a 1-drop or a 2-drop, I suppose. Adeline was not the best option there, but we will do what we need to do. We'll get a triple flip so that we can take both of the Tide Binders, I think. Or we might actually take one of the human tokens. Or both of the human tokens. Not sure what will be best, but we do that. It's probably better to take the tokens. Because I am afraid of them being able to get back those Tide Binders. Now we are in a relatively decent position so long as we don't get wrathed. Because they need to be worried about lethal damage here. Okay, we add a line. We use Skrelv to make sure that our Moonrage Brute can get through, I think. Or at least that it doesn't die, so we make it so that it can't be blocked by blue things, and then we swing on out. Whew. Okay. Something in Mandarin. Okay. Decent curve. And we are up against the Bant Toxic. Say it as the, so it's the superlative, I suppose. Okay. Like them digging before they get a counter on. Yes, that's a 1-for-1, so that's simply card selection. And while we could attack through, I think we hold back the blocker. Because we can snowball, but so can they once they get a poison counter on us. I like that. That opens up an adversary next turn. At this point, I feel comfortable trying to attack in with the Initiate, because we will have 2 creatures that we can block with, making it somewhat more difficult for them to bounce our blockers. Alright, and now Skrelv can help them punch on through, so no more time for holding back. This is also nice because they do not have the they don't have corrupted for the Jace counterspell. And the way Adversary works is we don't pay the 2 until it's on the battlefield. So we get around that, even though we tap out. They may bounce it. In fact, it seems like they very much will bounce it. But they have to pay 3. Enlist. It's only when it attacks. Alrighty. So yes, at this point, not really any use holding back. However, we might as well enlist the Vanguard, I think. We'll enlist. I haven't actually used enlist before. So how is that going to... You may tap a non-attacking. Okay. It needs to not have summoning sickness. Scry 2. I think we want the Cathar, so that we can Cathar and Skrelv next turn. Because Cathar should at least slow down their Rot Priest. Or I guess we'll have to do it on the Skrelv most likely. Ooh, double Rot Priest is a scary thing to be staring down. That makes it a little less scary. Will they counter us? Because we don't get a poison counter off of this, since it's an ability. They may have the bounce spell. But at least that way we're developing out our board while forcing them to use it, rather than simply getting our adversary bounced again. Okay. That is very bad. As we go up to 8 poison. So, if they have one more spell in hand that is able to, well, target anything, we are dead. If they don't, we may be okay. So we need to have 3 blockers, because if they can remove anything... Oh no, we are simply dead. Because Skrelv can force it through. So, alright. Good game. That's the power of Double Rot Priest. Suppose technically should have made them have it. They might not have seen the line. Skewbed. Or skewbed. Alright. Probably not running out the adversary early. Actually, we might, just for training value. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Obscura Storefront. Budget fetch. Alright. Taking care of that. Lockdown would suck. But if not, we might be able to slam down an Errant of Eos and refill our hand. Restoration. They're going to discard a land. Oh wait, no, that's next turn, so searching. I think I'll play down the Guardian and hold up Skrelv, then next turn hopefully get a full value Errant. Yep, they're doing the little ramp trick. Love that. I am afraid of a Sunfall or Farewell. Oh, and they're doing it with the storefront. So that it's thinning. It's an opposite fetch. Unfortunate. Oh man, and ossification. Ugh. Lots and lots of removal. Yup. Why I should have made it. I should have used Skrelv. That's why you always use it just in case. Sloppy plays. And ramp their way on up to the Virtue. Very nice. I think I will Knight Errant with double Convoke, and then probably just ossify the Sarah Paragon. So that we can at least prevent, potentially, the land. Oh, they were already at 7. No, they aren't. That was my card under ossification. I had it right, but they have the land. They aren't springing immediately for the virtue, which is terrifying. Double restoration. Okay. We can Thalia and then Cathar. So that we get to swing on out. But I am quite concerned about what they will be able to do this turn. If they Wrath, I think we're just dead, because then those two will flip. If instead, all they're able to do, so they're at 5, 6, 7, 8, so they could do just Virtue. Thinking. Okay, getting their lands out. Okay, I like seeing the cycle. Yes! Yes! And Vanguard, I think, wraps it on up for us. Yep. Sweet! Not making huge amounts of progress, but having fun. Shinjo Ikari. Ooh. Slightly awkward, but if we draw the land, I think good. Suppose we have to have at least one game where we don't have a turn 1 play. Probably the mirror match. Yes, it is. Ugh. We really needed that land there. Trade Thalias? Alright. Well, awesome, there's that land, so we can Cathar their Adeline. Although I am worried we'll get into a Cathar war. Oh! Duh, there's Skrelv. I am not on it today. That was what we call very, very stupid. That was really, really stupid. Oh, man. Look away. Just look away. Guess we do our own Adeline. Man. And adversary pump the team. I think we can just wrap this one up. Wow. Alright, something in Korean. And hopefully this time, we will not make such silly mistakes. It's all these lore keepers, so Naya dinosaurs? Do we ossify the bird? I think we ossify the bird. No, we ossify the threads. Alright. Hammer skull. Because we would have been dealing with it soon either way, but at least this way we got rid of one hammer skull. Adversary. Bone Horde. Alright. No blocks. Awesome. We get to Cathar, their Bone Horde, Dracosaur, and Guardian. We are not simply out of the game. Oh, and we managed to dodge the fight rigging. Unless they slam a hammer skull. Slammer skull, badump crash. Okay. I'm feeling pretty decent. Like Skrelv, and we've got a cheap Igonjo. So I think we attack with Guardian. We'll enlist the Cathar. And then swing in with the other two. Ship off the planes. And if they try and block Adversary with the Paleontologist, we can just Igonjo. And I imagine they probably won't try and trade with the Guardian. Yep. Igonjo. As a one-off, it's a nice little freebie. And Skrelv vastly increases our chances of punching through for lethal next turn. Alright. Actually using my brain. Cacao 88. Hopefully it will be a sweet victory. I'd say at least I make myself laugh, but as you can hear, I'm not laughing, but I am chuckling on the inside. Quintorius Cand. I think a Thalia is going to be most prudent here. Alright. Punch on in. Train it on up. And I think we can afford to dump our hand. Don't think they will be able to Wrath with blue and black. Alright. It has been anointed. And I think we will enlist so that we can get the counter on Hopeful Initiate. And then Recruitment Officer will help us dig, because I don't want to run out the Cathar. Adeline, I think, will be quite nice onto the board. Skrelv could be good, since they're going to be mostly single target removal, but I think we can get by without it. Oh, I suppose maybe we should have done Recruitment Officer before the Scry, so that the Scry actually was meaningful. What you gonna kill? Okay, that actually would not have mattered terribly much, it seems. Play out the Adeline. Counterspell? No! Oh, so are they some sort of Dimir control using, like, Vraska, get some poison counters on, with both the Anoint and the ending? Interesting. Enlist. I think we do the same thing, keep on growing our Initiate. Adversary could be nice. Oh, it doesn't grow the Initiate, because it's as it attacks. Oh, disappointing. Well, the Scry is still valuable. I should have noticed that last turn, shouldn't I? Alright, we'll give it a shot. Do we get to watch our team grow? Actually, they're at 4. That was highly unnecessary, I have to assume. I think here it might almost be better not to enlist. Yeah. While I like the Scry, I think they've probably got some single target removal, so this spreads it out a bit more. Okay, Edict. I think we sacrifice the Initiate. Alrighty. There we go. Now, I know that the Guardian of Benalia, I could have given it Indestructible, so loading up wouldn't have necessarily been terrible, but they already showed us an Anoint, which would exile it, so while there was value, I think there was more value in not putting all of our eggs in one basket. Eddie 8992. Okay. Another keepable hand. Mono red, first matchup. Oh. First off, I love that card artwork. I can words. And second, vampires? Boros. I don't know how to respond to this? I think a Thalia is a reasonable bet. Slow them down on their gleeful demolitions and whatnot. And can eat a token. I assume they don't have end the festivities. We block the token. Okay. Got Ganjod. And then Cathar eat a token. We're not blocking, so might as well swing in. Yoshin frontliner. Wow, so just very low to the ground. Got some maps. Got a land. I think we Vanguard. And then see if we can draw some cards or make our officer bigger so that it can also block. I do like the Vanguard. No attacks here, so now we can block two things in theory. Ginger Brute. That's actually going to be our ossification target. So that they can't just plink on through. I think we will Vanguard. Get some extra ward out. And while I would like to tap out to dig, I don't think we can afford that at the moment. I bet they're a deck that has Angel Fire. They might just sacrifice, gain some life. Yep. But that gets it out of play. Okay, Battle Cry is scary. But we can grow and get some lifelink potential. Oh, they've absolutely got Recruiter of Imidane, or Imidane's Recruiter, don't they? I'll bet you that's going to make an appearance sooner rather than later. That's what this deck is. This is... okay. Boros aggro. Neat. Regal Bunnicorn. We're in a tough spot because we really aren't in a good position to attack. I think we do have to try the Knight Errant. And I think we can tap 3 creatures, get the full value, go digging, and there's a reasonable chance we're able to play some of our other stuff. Okay, another officer, and probably the Initiate, since both of them can block. And yeah, might as well. I think we can survive this turn doing this. The Imidane's Recruiter might get us, but okay. Double Cathar to take out their most vital pieces. If we survive, I think we win. If they kill us this turn, obviously we don't. The classic aggro. Do you have it? Or do you let me? Resolute, okay. That's not a recruiter. Okay, so that's... so we have to block the Bunnicorn. Then we don't want to give them the blocker. So we block here, so that's 4, 6... 11, we survive at 1, And then I think we are able to overrun them because we get to blink out both of their blockers. Yep. Oh boy. 1 is not 0. Oh. Dizzy dizzy. Honestly, that last match made me dizzy. Wow, yeah. I absolutely had to do that dig, I think, because I would have had to block with too many creatures to be able to kill them the next turn otherwise. This is kind of a sketchy keep, honestly, with the triple adversary and only 2 land. I think I'm gonna mulligan. I think we've got better. I think we get greedy and pitch a land. And then hopefully draw a 2-drop, land, go, go, go. Or land 2-drop. We really want something to play this next turn. Okay. I'm going to scold us with their squirming emergence. We honestly might run that out. Just, no, they've got the Terror Tide. But that would let us Knight Errant. I think we do run it out. We've got 1 more turn with it. Deal some damage. Okay. We could Thalia, give ourselves an extra turn. Or we just try and refill our hand. I think we try and refill our hand. Okay. Vanguard and a Hopeful Initiate to deal with their big enchantments, potentially. Or the Recruiter so that we can dig more. I think the Recruiter so we can dig more. Because I assume this turn they will Terror Tide. Okay. We go for our Knight Errant, so they might not Terror Tide. I thought it was without paying the mana cost, so absolutely not Terror Tiding. So we could Vanguard, probably hit through for 4, kill their thing, and then play Thalia in case they're off a land drop. Because I don't think we win by simply doing nothing. Okay, hit through for 3. Now they Terror Tide. Okay. But we do get to play out an Adeline and a recruitment officer. They have the second Wrath. They've got the second Wrath. If not, that's not a bad spot to be in. They have the second Wrath. Alright. Given that, I think, since we got the ossification, I think we can run out a Brutal Cathar and just get some damage rolling. Or at least try to. Man, what is... I have to assume this is more the Goyf variant? I say Goyf. The Wall of Lost Souls and all that. Are they a self-mill?
For the sake of Phyrexia, I will keep watch.
No. Okay. But we can ossify the Jace.
The knowledge we acquired is still
It's pretty much top deck wars. Which I think they win. I mill, okay. Sure, I will swing in and run out of Thalia. I think we are happier with it flipped. Oh, that's a gorgeous swamp. The roots like butterfly wings. Well, I'll give it a shot with our moon. Oh, wait, no, no, no. Johan. No. Distracted by the land. Distracted by the other land. Oh, that was... Don't think we were winning the game, but no, we almost assuredly aren't. Right, because they couldn't attack in, because we could double block with first strike. Oh. Oh, I am such an idiot. Oh. Welp. You know what? For the sake of engaging content, because they are now accruing value, and I don't even think a recruiter is going to get us back in the game. I'm just gonna wrap this one up for us. Ash Ketchum. Okay, can we beat up some Pokemon? Going to Mulligan. Alright. I think this is better than a handful of adversaries. I think we ditch one of the ossifications. Okay, at least we're both on the Molda 6. Oh, wow. Arena textures, you are having a time. The turn 1 Igonjo is certainly intimidating. I love the aesthetics of Neon Dynasty. Sort of the very like retro future. It's gorgeous. Old things mixing with new. I'm a sucker for them. All right, what you gonna do? If you double block, I think I just pitched the planes. You do not. I think that is most prudent. Their own Adeline. On the bright side, we have an ossification for that. I think we attack with this, enlisting the token, and just a full-on Adeline. We get the scry. We get the scry. We've got the scry. We've got the scry. Yeah, we've got the scry. They double block. We can pitch the land. Sweet. Mirex might be a decent addition. Oh. Oh no, this is the Boros version. Okay. I don't think I have any caverns. I should check, but cavern would be just a good idea. I think other than ossification, we're all creatures, so I should actually go look for that. I didn't even remember that cavern was in standard, really. We do have a 1 of cavern. Boop. And I don't know if Mirex is really... I don't think Mirex is all that good. I mean, it can help in a control matchup. Alright, Silthar. Feels like there needs to be some sort of epithet. Silthar, the Mind Eater. Something to that effect. Alright. I'll be running out a no-value early adversary. No value, I say about the 3-1 lifelinker for 2. Lifelink Blade. Think of that. Do you think if it was printed this year, it would be a 3-2? You know, just make it do a little more. Overall, I think Magic is really good about power creep, but we certainly have seen more and more get stapled on to bigger and bigger bodies. Restless Vinestock, okay, so probably the domain deck. Domain.deck. No. Okay. Simic Artifact Aggro. Well, why now Adeline, and if they trade with the 3-1, they trade with the 3-1. I am a-okay with that. Surge engine. Ah, no. No, she's just a legitimate business person. Okay. I think we Adeline, and then take the turn off doing a knight errant. I think Brutal Cathar and a Vanguard. Man, I think that was the first turn where I've gone, wow, with Knight Errant. I mean, it's a good card, do not get me wrong, but that felt good. A lot of other times I'm worried about the damage we're giving up. Surge Engine can be scary, but if they spend their entire turn doing that, we get to just either murder it with the Cathar or probably the Hopeful Initiate. I think we play a Hopeful Initiate, and then I think we attack with everything, and then we pop the Initiate and destroy it. I guess it would have been lethal to do the Cathar, but I guess they knew about both of them. Cathar can handle more threats than the Initiate can. Yuchan. The... Okay, there I made myself laugh. The Japanese Canadian province known for the gold rush. Okay. Depending on what they have, this can do some silly stuff. Okay, mono red. If we get lands, I think we're golden. Keep our things a bit better protected. Okay, spending most of their turn dealing with one of our lords. And we get to ossify their blocker, which also helps save us some damage. Really could use that land. We're in a little bit of an awkward spot of whether or not to attack. That makes it less awkward. Oh. Deck, please. I think we do the adversaries so that we've got some lifelink. We try attacking. Flood versus Screw. I think we have to block. Sense a monstrous rage. No. We do dig them deeper. Mechanized warfare, alright. Oh, thank goodness for Cavern of Souls. Man, do we actually... I think we take the chick, because I'm afraid of the adversary getting to flashbacks and burn spells if they manage to kill it. Because, yeah, they do probably block there. Probably should have attacked first, but yeah, because if they have something to kill the Cathar, they probably get to get back the adversary and then do some heinous things with lightning strike and the like. Now we Cathar first to try and take care of the Swift Spear since it can block and kill it because of the mechanized warfare. Swing in for 2. They've got a kill spell. No, they block with one of their 1/1s. They did not need to do that, right? Because mechanized warfare... Oh no, they were colorless. Okay. But this is still not a terrible position. They get to hit in for 2. Certainly not... Oh, I should have waited, because then we would have a 3/3 first striker. And the initiate does not add enough to the board. But they did it for us. And now we get to buff everything. Alright. Whew! That was spooky. Alright. Shang Yu? I'm still real bad with my Chinese pronunciation. Okay, officer into no value adversary with ossifications, I don't think is where we want to be at against almost any deck. This ossification is kind of a emergency button, and we don't have any of our explosiveness. Here, we get greedy, ditch a land, and have a decent curve, and if we draw the 3rd land, we're feeling pretty good, I think. And I like the option of either Vanguard or Thalia. Both of them a form of taxation in different ways. A Scoundrel. Okay, discard. Nope, you're welcome to come on in. I think here I'm happier to play out the Thalia because she blocks better, and I'm more okay losing her, and I think better chance of being able to attack in and get the Adeline trigger. I think mono white against mono red is usually pretty happy. They can certainly burn our stuff, but we tax them when they do most of the time. And we can get a lot bigger than they can. The Brutal Cathars, I think, are just brutal against them. But I think Mono Red handles control better than we do most of the time, because they can get in under it. That's a monstrous rage. It might be a Witch Stalker Frenzy, but they get it in either case, and it's only 1 damage. But if it's monstrous rage, yep. So I think we get rid of their 1 creature. They only have colorless up, so I don't think they're doing a whole lot. And Mishra's Foundry takes 2 colorless, so they can't actually have it on block. So we are in the clear to swing in. Could have done a Vanguard in that case, I suppose, but I like just getting their options off the table. Because now I don't think I'm not sure what I would be able to draw on their end that would keep me alive. Really? 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 I mean, no blocks, that's going to be another Monstrous Rage, it's gotta be. But they could have held that back and done it defensively. That would have been a much better option, because I can just take whatever they're dishing out. Yeah. Okay. And I guess we'll do it as an adversary instead. Got some lifelink on the table. Yeah, okay. Whew. I think that was a weird choice by them, but I still don't think they would have made it if they had done something else. But hey, tier 3. Mimic. So obviously, going to be a mirror match. We definitely want the 3rd land, but I like this a lot better than some of our other ossification, potentially slow-feeling hands. And we have 2 turns to draw that 3rd land. Okay. Quite a few decks this could be. I think we offer the trade. And I think they take the trade. Yeah. Okay. Probably taking our Adeline. But might take our Ossification, since it's the only thing we can cast. Take our Cathar, so if we do draw it, we can't just get it back. We don't have anything else going on, so I figure we might as well get our Cathar back in hand, because I'm sure we'll draw that 3rd land here next turn, right? Right? And it prevents them from putting map on the bat, which can actually be a significant source of lifelink. Kaido! Is this like an old school Esper control? Made the ninja, and it phases out this turn. We could just eat the token. I think we eat the token, limit the value they can get out of it. So that way, it's just a loot.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Archfiend. Okay. Okay. I mean, we are in danger. Wow, okay. Oh, I bet they play Proliferate to make the Archfiend last longer. That was not a threat that I was expecting.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Okay. My throat has been gone for. I think it's a Thalia attack with Adeline, and then tap out for Knight Errant. I like the Thalia first because I think it increases our chances of not simply getting murdered, but okay, they counter the ability. And it's just a 0-4. Alright. Well, that feels awfully goofy, but this way, we've got a teensy tiny chance of being able to dig ourselves out, as we might be able to get back in this with the Cathar. Oh man, that's as long as it's on the battlefield. Ugh. But I am happy to trade a Knight Errant.
I know something you don't know.
Oh, and they get to take our Cathar. Okay. Wow, that Tidebinder is better than I thought. So then I guess we're kind of looking at a Hail Mary here. So we can play out the Initiate. And then we are going to tap down. So we want to leave up that Knight Errant, I think, but we can tap this one. We need it to be only 1 mana, so that we can get a second Brutal Cathar and live. We, in fact, do not get the second Cathar, so we are dead. Good game. A-Hop 12. We fight a wizard. Okay, not the best hand, not the worst hand. Rakdos aggro? Our Thalia should be decent in that case. But we are on the draw. Oh, man. If we had been on the play, we would have been sitting mighty pretty. As it stands, we are certainly on the back foot, and we need that land. Braids! Oh man, so then they also get to sacrifice a creature to kill our Thalia. Or not. So we Cathar their braids. And then I think we swing in, since we're not going to block. That's also a gorgeous mountain art. This is someone who's been playing a while and knows what they like. Rage. Okay, Cathars for days. Certainly not blocking with the Cathar, but we can try blocking the Kumano with Thalia. At least try and stem the bleeding. Twisted Fealty. Yikes, okay. We will be going down to 1, which is not where we want to be, because we need to Cathar their etchings, I think. So we take 1, and if they manage to kill our Cathar, we simply take 1 off the etchings coming back in. Kill spell or something for the face. Yep. Nice. Good game. I think any of the other ones we still would have been just as dead. That was a good job by them. Hinoi Tora. Okay. Halfway decent. And I feel a little bit better about the adversary for no value, since we've got the specialist to extract it back. And I do like the cavern. Cavern feels good. I think we try attacking first. Then I'm guessing they're going to be mono white as well, so we can probably Cathar. Nope, okay. Soldiers? Double strike. Azorius double strike. Well, they are tapped out. And we need to take that opportunity. I do enjoy the little tempo decks like this. Oh no. Do we? I think we're actually okay just not attacking with the Cathar this turn to get down the Adeline, because I'm okay if they want to trade with either of those. Like, I'm way more okay with them using a Stormchaser Drake as the thing that they're protecting, because if they're spending their turn drawing cards, I think we've just got them dead next turn. Okay. I think in that case we play out the Vanguard to try and keep things safer, force them to figure stuff out, and then swing on in with everything, I think. do remember watching something the other day saying that Cavern of Souls used to not default to the uncounterable state, so that I would have had to actually click and activate it. Man, that... They got stuck on land, and that was turn 4. Yeah, this can be gross and explosive. Alright, Bob 1. The original Bob. I mean, probably the exact opposite if they have to tack on a 1. So against Bob Prime, I think we are going to mulligan this because we don't have anything before turn 3. This is a little awkward, but I think we pitch a recruitment officer and probably lead with the officer, lead with our second officer, and then go into Vanguard and see what happens. Evolved Sleeper. Okay, this is going to be the mono-black aggro, I have to assume. They will absolutely take that trade. I am okay with that trade. Okay. We attack in for 2. They kill our thing. And then Initiate and Adversary. Alright. Then Adversary helps it grow. This is not a great spot. We've used a lot of resources and not done a whole lot to them. Okay. They are, however, stuck on lands. I think I do play out, just run out 1 Brutal Cathar, because we need to apply pressure, even though they are quite good at responding to their things. So now hopefully they do nothing, our Cathars flip, but they'll probably play a Sholdred. Okay, Evolved Sleeper. So how big can they make it? They have 3 mana. So they can make it into a 3/3. So we will pass. And make ours 3/3 first strikers. Hopefully. Unfortunate in the extreme. Because that pretty well shuts down our attacks. And we'll have to sacrifice or discard.
No more distractions.
I think we absolutely sacrifice the Initiate. They play a second spell, we get to tuck something. Like, I think Moonrage Brute is simply more threatening. Okay. I think we take the Preacher. I like the Thalia. Make it a little more difficult for them to interact. We really need a Knight Errant or the like, though. But yeah, I think that was a situation on their part where they should not have played the second spell. Now we need an Ossify, or Ossification, or
Overthink things.
another Cathar. That is quite scary. Okay. Adversary is not going to be enough, but it is something. Oh, sorry about the mic. Okay. I think we have to ditch our Thalia. As nice of a blocker as she is a much worse blocker without the adversary, and we want to try and keep the Cathar. But that is in fact not going to happen for us. We do not make that trade, I don't think. So I think we would still be dead the next turn anyway. And that will 100% not do it. Alright. Oakley dokley. Hikarin. Hikarin? That sounds a bit too much like hickory if I say it that way. What are we working with here? We've got... okay, that's pretty decent, especially with the cavern. We do want the third land, as always. But I think we're doing okay. Especially since we drew the third land. I sense that is likely going to be a cut down. We'll attack in because they probably want to try and cut down something better. But Thalia locks it down. Keep Cavern Bat, peek, probably take a Vanguard because you can't get both Adelines. Yep. We've got the Legendary kind of biting us in the butt right now. But at least if they do kill one, we've got redundancy. Double Adeline would be heinous, so I understand why. Okay. Now recruitment officer is online, which we very much appreciate. What is this gonna be? Bitter Triumph. Alright. I think we let that happen and then replay our second Adeline end of turn rather than digging. Because then that's another threat that they need to very immediately answer. Shieldred is not a bad answer, but it does trade, and we could draw a Cathar. We do not draw a Cathar. I think we attack in with everything, because they pretty much need to block the Adeline. That's lethal. And, I mean, if they don't block, if they block with Bat, we're happy with that, too. Okay, I don't think we dig. I think we be fairly happy about this and play out a second Thalia, as well as the Copper Coat, that make it very hard to interact with us. I don't believe there is a mono black sweeper. There is the perilous path, but they can't cleave it, so we would be left with at least the Adeline. Oh my god, and the second Copper Coat? That is absolutely disgusting. Alright. Zooming on. You know, I was gonna say probably our last game, but if they keep being that fast, we might fit in 2 more. Lion. Accurate description. Okay, kinda awkward, but while I think we have better 6s, and I should mulligan, I am a coward. Alright. Want to trade your officer for my initiate? Yeah, you do. Okay. If it's pretty much just a Skrelv, I'm okay with this. I love drawing that Thalia. Sorry, I'm sure that peaked my mic. But Thalia plus Hopeful Initiate, I think is going to be mighty good. I like the first strike. I am afraid of an Adeline here, though. And there's the Adeline. Intrepid Adversary, though. Let's smack on in. Incoming Thalia. Because I honestly think I'm okay trading the Adversary for their Adeline. Or they Knight Errant. Okay. I think we just jam on in. And whenever they kill, we extraction back. Because we get the lifelink. And we take them to 1. Now our Vanguard just sits there and is pretty. Going to Skrelv the Adeline. I have to imagine. Sounds mildly inappropriate. Oh, absolutely take that trade. Not Skrelving the Adeline. We Cathar the Skrelv. Cathar the Skrelv. And we do not attack in. Because we cannot guarantee lethal. We would love our own knight errant. The second Intrepid is certainly funny. But I still do not think we are attacking. They could start trying to nickel and dime us with Skrelv, but that is taking a risk. Okay. So they have 6 blockers and we have 6 creatures, so I think this is just going to be slamming down the Knight Errant. Convoking for... three. And we might even be able to flip the Brute. Okay. Guardian and Initiate. I think we run out the Guardian, which will allow us to flip and tuck their other Skrelv. 2 Skrelvs, 1 Cathar. And also lets us protect our Guardian, because we can pitch the Initiate. Their own adversary. Oh, another Knight Errant. So, I think we tap both of our adversaries. And probably our Copper Coat. Okay, scoop it on up. That is fair. I think... basically, I want to see what we got, and then probably crack in with the Guardian of Benalia, because then we can pitch and make it indestructible. I just feel good about that. However, I think that is going to do it for the stream. Managed to get up to Platinum 3 and a couple of pips. Doing pretty well with this deck, having a lot of fun, having some very spooky matches with it. So, thank you to everyone who tuned on in. I'll always appreciate it. And have a lovely rest of your day, and if you feel like it, come and check back later on my Twitch when I'm doing a bit more drawing like it was yesterday, just trying to figure everything out. Thank y'all, and have a lovely rest of your time. Bye.